Foodie gang, what is going on? What's going on? You're tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank, Season 3, Episode 45. So, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Angie Honda, what's going on? He said cornbread stuffing. Yes, we are going to keep it simple today. Y'all know I'm still under the weather, so I had to cut this one brief. We are just going to be making cornbread stuffing for this episode. So earlier in my live, y'all make sure y'all go check it out. I made appetizers for the first time on 907 Good Eats, and I made my cornbread this morning, cut it up, and I have just been letting it dry out. You can buy cornbread stuffing mix from the store, but if you want to, you can purchase 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread. So much cheaper to make your own cornbread. But if you want to get the box mix, I ain't mad at you. I got a little bit of chicken stock. Got chicken stock. And then I have celery and onions. And then I have fresh garlic, of course. I have a little bit of butter here. I got some butter. And then I got some Mrs. Dash, some sage, and a little bit of salt and pepper. But what's going on, everybody? Shout out to y'all for hitting the like button. How are you doing, Gionda? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our chicken stock on the stove. And we are going to start heating it up. And I know you guys heard the oven beep. The oven is at 400 degrees. So the oven is nice and hot. We are going to heat our stock up, our chicken stock, just so that when we mix it in our cornbread filling, it's warm. So, here we go, foodie gang. We finna get started. Cornbread stuffing. Great for the holidays. And if you're tired of regular stuffing, give cornbread stuffing a try. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I never heard of cornbread stuffing until I worked in the kitchen. I was like, cornbread stuffing? That's a new one. So it was a new one for me, so y'all probably haven't heard of it either. It's okay. I'm going to show you how to make it today. And then we got Loretta in the building. And I wanted to make this stream members only live chat. But everyone can watch the stream, but only the members can comment in the chat. The reason why I wanted to do that is to show my members appreciation. And if you do not ever want to miss a live stream, become a member and, enjoy so many great perks. So, here we go, y'all. Cornbread stuffing. We're heating up our chicken stock on the stove. While this is heating up, we're going to start mixing our ingredients for our cornbread stuffing. And I know I'm going fast, y'all. I know, because you know what? This is a late night stream. And we got breakfast in the morning, foodie gang. So we gotta hurry this thing on up so I can clean up the kitchen and get ready for breakfast in the morning. So stick around for the end of this live stream. I'm gonna let you guys know what is gonna be for breakfast in the morning. What is for breakfast did change. It changed, y'all. And I'll tell y'all that story too. So, I got my bowl over here. I'm over here like looking around. I don't know where it's at. I got my mixing bowl right here. And cornbread is super easy to make. The instructions are on the back of the box. This is 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread, 2 eggs, a little bit of milk. And I will be posting the recipe for all of this in the video description tonight or tomorrow. So y'all can just see that cornbread. And it's been sitting out uncovered. Well, I did cover it. But just to let it get crispy. I'm going to put that into the bowl. But how is everybody doing? And then I got a whole lot of cornbread. See? 1 box of Jiffy cornbread is 69 cents. So if you buy the cornbread stuffing already mixed, or already like the cornbread's already cooked and it's already cut up, it is $5 $4 to $5. But if you are like me and you are a mom that's on a budget, you can just make your own cornbread at home, and it'll taste better. It'll taste better as well. So y'all can see we got a lot of cornbread in here. So I have my onions and I have my celery and I have a little bit of my fresh garlic. If you have been watching my channel, you know how I feel about fresh garlic and how I feel about garlic, period. So we are just going to dump these in here. And I know it looks like a lot, but when we pour our stock into the bowl, what it's going to do is it's going to shrink down a lot of the cornbread. Ooh, y'all see my light flicker? Okay. So, we got our cornbread in here, onions, and celery. And then I'm going to just start putting in my seasonings. Can y'all see everything all right, Foodie Gang? Okay. All right. And then I have some sage. I honestly do not use sage a lot, but during the holidays, I really like to use sage. And I find myself using it more. And I feel like sage is really good in cornbread. Not cornbread, in stuffing. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of butter to my chicken stock so that that butter can break down. So earlier I went live and I made stuffed cherry tomatoes and it was so delicious. And you know, I haven't done an appetizer on 907 Goodies, so I kind of wanted to, you know, show y'all your girl know how to cook. We got our salt and pepper that we're going to put in here. And honestly, the longest thing about this recipe, in my opinion, would be baking the cornbread and then, you know, baking the stuff in the oven. But it's really quick and really easy to assemble. So we have our fresh garlic right here. Y'all smell that? So good. So we got everything in here now, and it is a lot. So we got our cornbread, onions, celery, a little bit of salt and pepper. That sage is in there, Mrs. Dash. This gonna be real good. And we got the fresh garlic in there. We're gonna just give this a mix. And the reason why you kind of want to let your cornbread dry out, like honestly, if your cornbread is a day old, or you know, like maybe 2 days old, it will work even better because it'll be dry. You don't want to put warm cornbread in here. Loretta said, looks good. Thank you so much. You don't want to put warm cornbread in here. You want the cornbread to be, you know, older. You want to let it dry out. And you guys saw how I had it on the plate. I did cover it. I have like a microwave cover that I use. So we got our chicken stock over here. And I have a dish over here, but I think this one's too small. So let me grab my other one. Don't want that to go anywhere. I have my baking dish right here. And I am going to take my pan spray. And I'm going to spray the bottom of this just so that my stuffing does not stick. And I forgot to grab this, so I'm going to reach over y'all head. Foodie gang. Okay, so in the morning, we are having breakfast. It is going to be an early breakfast because Ava has her second gymnastics competition. So, we're going to be having an early breakfast. So, I'm going to just spray that pan really, really good so that my cornbread does not stick to it. And we are almost ready. It's getting hot. I can kind of feel it. Almost ready to pour in our chicken stock and give this a mix. Yeah, so Ava has her second gymnastics competition tomorrow. So we're going to be having an early breakfast, y'all. And I wanted to make a sweet potato hash. My sweet potatoes went bad. And so luckily when I went to the store today, I brought regular potatoes. So we're going to be having potatoes, chicken sausage, which we haven't made on this channel yet. And I don't know if you guys have had chicken sausage before. It is very tasty. And then fried eggs. Very simple. And then, you know, we gotta have our coffee, foodie gang. Oh, we gotta have our coffee. Okay. And then that's Saturday. Oh my goodness. This Sunday, we are gonna have the Foodie Gang food panel. They were on vacation last week. They are back. And they're gonna tell us all about their vacation as well. So, we got an action-packed weekend, Foodie Gang. We got a lot going on this weekend. Okay, we're just waiting for this to heat up. And then I can see it starting to like boil a little bit. So this is pretty much done. Let me get another spoon. And you want to make sure that you turn off the stove if you are not using the stove anymore. You want to be as safe as possible. So can you guys see it real good? Let me move this back over here. Let me move this around. Okay. So here we go, y'all. I'm going to pour a little bit of this in at first, because I don't want to pour in too much chicken stock and make my stuffing really soggy. Some people like their stuffing soggy. I don't really like it like that. I like my stuffing to be soggy, but it's all preference based. And we seasoned this really good. The onions and the celery are really going to cook in the oven. And if you are tired of regular stuffing and you've been eating regular stuffing for a long time, you know, give yourself a break and try. Don't be afraid to try new dishes for Thanksgiving. Like, you don't have to eat the same stuff all the time. You don't have to, Foodie Gang. And if you are looking for fresh new ideas, join my group on Facebook, Chef Big Bank Foodie Gang fan page, and, you know, get some new ideas. So that you don't feel like you're eating the same thing every single day. So, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take our bacon dish that we have sprayed down. Hey, El Cheapo. She said, I'm on the phone and watching. And, El Cheapo, you got a birthday coming up, or is it your birthday? Clarify. What's going on, El Cheapo? Do we need to celebrate? And, okay, so tomorrow I'm going to make breakfast. And I have the gymnastics competition. But I'm going to try to stop by the Discord. So, we'll see, y'all. We will see. And so, we're just going to put all our cornbread stuffing into our bacon dish. And you guys can see, it is that simple to make. It's that simple. And like I said, if you're tired of regular stuffing, you know, try something new. Give yourself a break, you know. Don't be afraid to experiment. There we go. Cornbread stuffing. So now we're going to cover this. Hold on. Let me get a napkin. And oh, El Chipo said me and my daughter's birthday is Monday. El Chipo, you one of them people who be celebrating the whole weekend, right? And I don't even blame you because that's the least we deserve is to be able to celebrate our birthday. But you have to share your birthday? How does that feel? How does it feel to have to share your birthday? So my daughter is an Aries and her birthday is in April. And then y'all know I'm a Libra. We just celebrated my birthday through the game. And El Chipo said, did you use sage? Yes, I did. And I'm going to post a complete recipe in the video description tonight or tomorrow. So you guys be sure to check back. And we are going to put this in the oven for 30 minutes. Probably after like 20 minutes, I'm going to take the top off of it and let the top of it brown. Yes, El Chipo, what you know about that sage and the stuffing? What y'all know about that sage and the stuffing? And I have the oven on 400 degrees. I cook everything high because I ain't got time. But if you have something in the oven, set a timer. Do not leave out of the house. Don't go run to the store or do nothing crazy. Nothing like that. Okay. And I'm Chef Big Bank and I set timers. So there's no excuse why you are not using timers. Because nobody is too good for a timer. Okay. Rule number 1, use a timer. And El Chipo said, my grandma taught me how to make dressing. You know what's so funny, El Chipo, before you got here? I was telling the foodie gang that, honestly, I always have sage in the pantry. But I only really use sage around the holidays. And I feel like sage tastes so good in dressing. And then also if you add a little bit of it to your turkey. But other than that, I don't really ever use sage. Sometimes I'll put it in my spaghetti. But that's kind of about it. But sage is one of those ingredients that you have got to have in the pantry. So, foodie gang, I thought, I might just take a picture and show y'all the finished product. Or do you guys want me to show you how to make gravy? Do y'all want me to show y'all how to make gravy, foodie gang? Let me know. Or we can end this live and I'll show y'all a picture I'll post a picture on my community wall of the cornbread stuffing when it is done. You know what? My mom always had trouble with gravy because it would always get clumps in it until I learned this. That when you use a roux, when you use a roux, right, and you have the flour and the butter in the pan, and you add liquid, that liquid that you add to the pan has to be cold. If that liquid is not cold, what will happen is that your gravy will clump up. So if you're making gravy and you're making a roux, the roux is hot. So you add cold liquid to it so that you don't get clumps. And hey, Angela, how are you doing? So, Angela, we got our cornbread stuffing in the oven. And I was asking y'all, do you want me to show you guys how to make gravy? Or we can end this live and I can post a picture of the cornbread stuffing on my community tab. And because in the morning we do have breakfast, we do got to get back here for breakfast. Y'all don't miss breakfast. It is going to be delicious. I had to improvise a little bit on breakfast because I wanted to make a sweet potato hash, which is going to have to happen later on. My sweet potatoes went bad. And I don't even feel like I had them that long in the pantry. But they went bad. So we're having breakfast potatoes, chicken sausage. So I got this. Let me show you guys. Let me show y'all. So I got this chicken sausage from the store. So it's an, you guys can't really see because of the glare. It's an apple Gouda chicken sausage. So we're gonna try this in the morning. I've had chicken sausage, but I have not had this type where it's apple Gouda. I don't know if you guys know what Gouda is, but Gouda is a type of cheese. Gouda is a type of cheese. So we're gonna be having these in the morning for breakfast. So we're gonna see what this hitting like. I saw it in the store and I was like, you know, let's go ahead and try this. And Angela said, sounds good. And keep the stove warm by sending a super chat with your thoughts or a Zelle to Chef Big Bang. So yes, I already have been prepping out breakfast. I cut up the potatoes. We got this chicken sausage right here. So y'all make sure y'all come to Breakfast Foodie Gang. You know, it's our Saturday Foodie Gang breakfast. And what I like to do during our breakfast, I like to kind of just relax, talk to y'all, walk y'all through, you know, how I make everything. And when I do these cooking lives, another thing that I like to do is I share my recipes with you guys. I know that a lot of like cooks, chefs don't like to share their recipes. I do not mind sharing my recipes because I want you guys to be able to recreate the food that I make, and I think that cooking can be fun. So, but so I'm gonna show y'all how to make gravy, y'all, because I done talked about it. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna just show y'all how to make gravy. We gonna just first thing you want to do, you get your saucepan, turn your stove on. You're gonna take your butter, and you're gonna get your butter melted in the pan. On my YouTube channel in my shorts category, I have a video about how to make gravy. It's like a short, but you know what? There's never enough. I'm just gonna show you how to make it real quick while we wait in. So this butter is going to melt. I have my flour here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle in my flour. And then I have my whisk here. Right? I'm going to whisk it together. And then I'm going to get cold water from the sink. And then I'm going to pour the cold water into it. But y'all just wait. I'm going to show y'all. Let me move y'all a little bit closer. Okay, we're making gravy while our cornbread stuffing is in the oven. And let me point y'all down so y'all can see everything. And shout out to the 8 people for hitting the like button. That's what's up. Okay, so for our gravy, we're just going to keep it simple. Salt and pepper. Maybe some garlic powder. And so our butter is melting here. Can y'all see that, Foodie Gang? Okay, cornbread stuffing is in the oven. I'm gonna throw in a little bonus. I'm gonna show y'all how to make gravy. Making this on live. You know, cooking on live is nerve-wracking. I don't care what nobody say. Okay. We go. Let me point y'all down so y'all can just looking at the pan. Okay, there we go. hold on, let me get another cup. Okay, I got my cold water here from the sink. As you guys can see, our butter is almost melted. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start adding our flour to the pan. And this technique is called a roux. If you're making a chicken gravy, you can use a roux for a cheese sauce. So this is a technique, of sauce making. Is roux. And if you're someone that know how to make sausage, you already know about this, but this is for my home cooks. And Angela said, I used to watch Chef Julia Childs, and the best part of the show were her mistakes, and you could see how she fixed her mistakes. Angela, I agree with that. I feel like cooking on live can be nerve-wracking, but when I do make a mistake, I use it as a learning tool, because nobody is perfect. There's no way that every dish you make is going to be perfect. Only if you're on TV. But, so you can learn a lot from mistakes. Honestly, that's how a lot of foods are created. It is because someone made a mistake. So, y'all, can y'all see it? So we got our butter in here. Let me just slide this around. Have this melt quicker. And then, so our butter is melted. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slowly sprinkle in our flour. And when I put the flour in there, you can kind of see it just absorb the butter. And that's what you want to happen. But don't put too much flour, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away. And the darker you get your roux, the darker your gravy will be. And you guys will see what I mean during this process about the color of the roux. My sister will call me all the time, and she'd be like, how do you make a roux? Every time. And I was like, look, I got a whole video on YouTube, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know how to make gravy, just watch my video. And, because I'm tired of telling you the same instructions, and you're not listening. So just watch the video. And you can see the roux starting to get thicker, and how the flour is absorbing the butter. Now, if you're making a gravy for like beef, you're gonna want it to be really, really dark. But if you're making a turkey gravy, you don't really necessarily need it to be super, super, dark. And, okay, so during this part, you guys can see our roux is in there. You can see our roux is in there. You are going to want to watch your roux. Do not leave the stove during this process. And I'm going to add a little bit more flour. And the reason why I say do not leave the stove is because your roux can burn really, really easily. It's very delicate. And it can burn easily, so you don't want to leave the stove at this point in time. Because you don't want a dark roux if you're making, like biscuits and gravy. Say you're making biscuits and gravy. You don't want your roux to be dark. It's gonna, you know, so you just want to watch it while you're cooking. And so I added a little bit more flour because I could see that I had a little bit of butter that was kind of like, you know, not fully absorbed by the flour. And so my roux looks really good now. What I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to start to brown my roux. And I'm just going to just peek in the oven. Oh, Angela, that's a great question. Angela said, is that medium heat? Yes. So my stove doesn't have numbers. It has low, medium, high. So this is medium heat. And so what's going to happen now is that you're going to see my roux start to change colors and become darker. And then I have my cold water here. If you are making biscuits and gravy, they use milk for that sauce. The same thing. You would have your milk be cold or whatever liquid you're adding in to your gravy you want to be cold. Can y'all see all right? Okay. All right. I had to bring the light over a little bit. And so during this process, you want to stir it every once in a while because you don't want the roux to start to burn on the bottom and not, you know, be cooking evenly. So you want to kind of move it around. We got 15 minutes on the cornbread stuffing. I'm showing y'all how to make gravy while we wait on our cornbread stuffing. I was going to try to dip out on y'all and give y'all a picture of the cornbread stuffing. But you know what, Foodie Gang? I ain't going to do that like that. I ain't going to do y'all like that. I'm going to show y'all how to make gravy for the holidays. So you guys can see it's like crumbly. And so, yeah, this is how you make a roux. This is a way that you can thicken up your sauces, or in some cases, with certain sauces, you can also use cornstarch. But for gravy, I like to make a roux. And Angela said, if you want onions in the gravy, when would you add that? You can honestly add the onions in the beginning. Like when I added the butter, that's when you can add the onions, or you can add the onions later on down the road too if you want. It's kind of up to you. It also depends on how cooked you want your onions. So when I had the butter in here, if you wanted your onions to be really, really cooked, you can add them in there at that point in time. Or you can add your onions in once you get like your liquid and stuff. It's totally up to you. But sometimes I will make an onion gravy. And what I will do is I'll put the butter and the onions in there. And then I'll do the flour. And then I'll add the water or the milk. And the same thing with the garlic. You can put the garlic in with the butter, or you can put the garlic in later on down the road. It just kind of depends on how cooked and how soft you want your onions to be. But yes, y'all, I really love onions. And I always add them into my gravy, normally. I'll put onions in there, but I just wanted to keep it simple. And I wanted to really teach you guys the basics of making gravy before we start adding stuff to it and all that stuff. So, You guys can see how my roux is starting to get brown. I might turn this pan up a little bit just so it can brown a little bit faster. Okay, so yes, like I said, we're having breakfast in the morning tomorrow. We're going to have potatoes, chicken sausage, and then fried eggs. Of course, we're having coffee, y'all. Y'all know we got to have coffee at the Saturday Foodie Gang breakfast. And then on Sunday, we're going to have the Foodie Gang food panel. So I have we have an action-packed weekend. Okay, so my roux is starting to get a little bit of color. And like you guys can't really see it, but y'all be able to see it in a second. And like I was telling you guys, when you are making your roux, you want to stir it pretty frequently so it doesn't cook too much. And Lady Wiser said, hello, what's cooking tonight? Well, we have a cornbread stuffing in the oven. And while we are waiting on the cornbread stuffing, I am showing you guys how to make gravy. I have already showed you guys this on my channel, but I didn't do it live. It's in the shorts category. But you know what? I thought it's the holidays. Let me go ahead and show this to them real quick. And our cornbread stuffing has been in the oven for about 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is pull it out, probably take the foil off, and just look at it and make sure it's cooking properly, and we're going to see. And I'm going to do this pretty quickly because I do have my gravy on the stove. But y'all, make sure I hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, become a member. And before I take that foil off, I'm going to come back over to my gravy and I'm going to stir it. Y'all see how it's starting to brown? I don't want my gravy to get too brown. And let's look at this stuffing and see what it looks like. Oh yeah. I'm going to put this back into the oven for 10 minutes and let the top of it start to really brown. But yeah, there we go. That's cornbread stuffing. Y'all, let me move this back for y'all so y'all can see it a little bit. That is the cornbread stuffing. And when I went to the store, I got a turkey tenderloin. So I'm going to be making that with y'all soon. Soon, gang. So, y'all see how that roux is starting to get brown? So the darker that you want your gravy is the more that you will brown and cook your roux. So if you don't want your gravy to be super, super dark, do not cook your roux to a dark color. Let me just straighten this pan out. So yes, y'all. And let me tell you guys something. This roux is super hot. So be very careful. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it kind of like splashed a little bit. So just be very careful when you are making a roux. And I have my cold water here in my Las Vegas mug. Have y'all been to Vegas yet? I went one time. I went in April. And I actually put a video up. I did like a, what do they call that? Like a food vlog. When you document what you're eating and stuff. I had so much fun in Vegas, so I definitely want to go back. So, my roux is looking pretty good. It's looking about as dark as I want it to be. The darker you make your roux, the nuttier the taste will be. I know, y'all, that sounds weird, but if you're a foodie, you know what I'm talking about. So, the darker you make your roux, it will change the flavor. It will give it more of a nutty taste. Y'all be adults. So now we're going to add our water. And y'all can see how that roux was like blonde when we first started. And this is how hot this pan is right now. So be very, very careful. And then I just want to make sure I have the right color. Just give this a stir. Okay, I think we're good. Be very, very careful at this point in time. We're going to take our cold water. Put a little bit of this in here. Just a little bit. What you want it to do is you want it to cook down a little bit and really dissolve. And like I said, it is hot, so be careful. And thank you so much, Angela, always moderating. And shout out to my members. This live stream is for y'all. It's for my members. I just wanted to show y'all some appreciation. And I know I haven't been live streaming a lot because I haven't been feeling well, but I'm back, y'all. I'm back, y'all. Okay, and then we're just going to keep going. We're going to pour a little bit of water in there, give it a little stir. Careful not to splash it. You don't want to add too much water at one time. You want to give it a little bit of time to kind of absorb. For the roux to kind of, absorb the water before you add too much cold water in there. And while you're doing this, you do want to be whisking it. And you guys can see it's like looking like doughy, right? That's because the roux is becoming activated by the water. And so it's making that gravy thick, And after you do this process, it's a good time to add your seasonings if you would like. You could put garlic in here, you could put onions, salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning, whatever seasonings you like in your gravy. And then, yes, you can buy little gravy packets from the store. But honestly, Foodie Gang, this is just butter and flour. So, talk about the budget, Foodie Gang. When you start making gravy from scratch, I mean, the budget, you're really saving a lot of money. Because you're using ingredients that you already have. And remember, the water needs to be cold. And then you want to be using a whisk while you do this. And then over time, keep in mind, your gravy will become thicker because of the roux is being activated. So keep that in mind. And then what I like to do is I will move my gravy to a pot after I complete this step. Oh my goodness, Angela said my mother always made lumpy gravy when I was a kid. So did my mom. And then when I went to culinary school, I figured out why it was lumpy. Because your roux has to be hot, your water has to be cold. Or your water has to be hot and your roux has to be cold. It's like the science of making gravy. Food Gang. But hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. And I'm going to grab some more water. And I have a little bit of chicken stock that's left over from the cornbread. I didn't use all the chicken stock, so I'm going to pour that chicken stock in here. And another thing I forgot to mention, Foodie Gang, if you don't want to use water and you want to use chicken stock, that is perfectly fine. Or if you want to use beef stock, it will only add to the layers of flavor if you choose to use stock. And if you want to use water, that's perfectly fine too. And like I said, during this process, it is hot. Be careful. And I have 2 minutes left on the cornbread stuffing. I'm going to give that about 5 more minutes. Ooh, my gravy is smelling good, and I haven't even added the seasonings to it yet. And for me, I like to kind of cook my gravy for a while so that that flour taste can really cook out of there. Y'all, this is crazy. I started making cornbread stuffing, and now I'm giving the food gang a whole gravy lesson. how did we get here, foodie gang? You know how I'm getting y'all ready for the holidays. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join the channel and become a member. I also share exclusive recipes with my members. And so much other great exclusive content. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and follow me on Facebook. And Angela, thank you so much. She said, hey, foodie gang, please double tap your phone screen to quickly like this live. It's a free way to support the channel, and it helps keep the channel in the algorithm. Yes, and you know I cannot. Angela's so right. The algorithm. And I think I missed a couple of chats. So let me. Hey, Randy, how are you doing, girl? I'm so sorry. I was making this gravy. Oh my goodness, we got Randy in the building. This is a good night. This is why I like going live in the morning and at night. Because, you know, some of you guys may be at work. You just never know. And so I get to see my morning crew and my night crew. Randy, we are just up late. I'm making some cornbread stuffing. That's in the oven, almost ready. And I'm just showing you guys how to make gravy for the holidays. I am also going to update all these recipes. So don't feel like you have to, like, memorize everything that I did. And y'all know I like to clean as I go, so I'm just going to wipe this stove off. And our cornbread stuffing is almost ready. So, chicken stock tastes delicious in gravy. I kept this one simple this time. I just used water. But if you want to use chicken stock or if you want to use beef stock, it will add a different layer of flavor to your gravy. Now, I can make all this gravy, y'all. I'm going to have to, I got this turkey tenderloin from the store, and I'm going to have to make tomorrow. And like I said, keep in mind, your gravy will thicken up as well. So, if it looks too watery right now, just give it like 10 minutes. It's going to thicken up. And let me grab the spoon so I can show y'all the consistency. My dad, he knew how to make gravy so quick and so effortless. He would always make smothered pork chops a lot. He would make that a lot. So there we go. Just gravy, just super simple, easy to make. Once you learn how to make sauces, foodie gang, your food will become elevated. I'm telling you. Sauces are the key to cooking. And we got the cornbread stuffing. We got 3 more minutes on it, and then we finna get up out of here, foodie gang. And so I have my sauce. I kind of put it on like 7 while I was mixing in the gravy. I'm going to turn that back down. So I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in there, a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder. Season it up good. And you can put whatever type of seasonings you would like in your gravy. Little bit of swoop, a little bit of swoop. See, now I wish I would have made that turkey tenderloin. Now I'm hungry, foodie, and now I'm hungry. But I'm gonna say that for another day, so I ain't mad. I ain't that mad. And I'm just gonna keep my cup of water by the stove because, like I said, this gravy will thicken up. And I have my cold water by the stove in case I need to add more water to it. And that's how you make gravy, foodie gang. That simple. That simple. Can you believe we buy this from the store with a little, what is it, like a little flour pack, and we gotta add water to it? You can literally, if you have flour, all-purpose flour. I use all-purpose flour and butter. If you already have that at home, you can make gravy by yourself. And we got Trey Ferg in the building. Oh my God. Trey, hold on. Trey, I got something for you. I got something for you, Trey. I got cornbread stuffing. Can you see it? Let me move it back a little bit. Trey Ferg said, is 9:07 goodies. It's that time of year. It sure is, Trey. And I'm just showing everybody how to make gravy from scratch. Some of us don't know. And, you know, it's never too late to learn. That's what I'll say. We got our cornbread stuffing right here. We got some homemade gravy. And, y'all, I just made the gravy to show you guys. Let me back this camera up a little bit so y'all can see my face. But yeah, Trey, I was just showing them how to make gravy. You know, some of us don't know. So I had to teach them a little something, something. Teach them a little something, something. We got the homemade gravy. We got cornbread stuffing. And y'all, I don't plan to eat none of this, but don't it look good or eat none of this right now? I think tomorrow, if I have time after the competition, I will make mashed potatoes and a turkey tenderloin for you guys. I had some parsley somewhere. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What's going on? I thought I had a looking. Okay, there we go. Here we go. I have a little bit of parsley over here to put on top. But we got a cornbread stuffing right here. And just put a little bit of that on top. Make it look real nice and pretty. Cornbread stuffing, homemade gravy. If I have time after the competition tomorrow, I will make mashed potatoes and a turkey tenderloin. And we'll have a whole meal review if I have time, y'all. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I might be tired after the competition from cheering on Ava. So she's having her second competition tomorrow. Last time she did really good. She even won a medal. So I'm really excited for her. Her competitive gymnastics, you know, it's be real, y'all. But for the game, that's all I wanted to show you guys tonight. Cornbread stuffing. I'll put the recipes in there tonight or tomorrow. And I also made homemade gravy. The reason why I'm still stirring my gravy is because after you, you know, when you have the gravy on the stove, you want to stir it every so often so that there's not any roux that gets stuck to the bottom. I don't know why my camera is looking crooked. It's driving me cray cray. Okay, y'all. Another great episode. And I have a little bit of chicken stock that's left over that I didn't add to the cornbread stuffing. I'm going to pour this into my gravy. Give that a stir. And when you first try your gravy, it'll kind of have a weird taste because like the flour isn't, absorbed and all the way cooked down. But once that flour cooks down, it's going to be so delicious. You are never going to want to buy gravy from the store when you know how to make it from scratch. And also, when you make gravy from scratch, you can do like smothered pork chops, which are really bad for you, but they're so good. You can just smother chicken. Okay, so let me just... And this is our cornbread stuffing. Look at that. Ooh, it's hot, ain't it? We got the celery in there. I can smell that sage. Oh my goodness. See, you know what? This is why I don't want to go to nobody's house for the holidays. Because I'm making homemade gravy and cornbread stuffing. And I already showed y'all my turkey before. But I'm going to make some more turkey for y'all. It's going to be so good. Mmm. Mmm. I almost want to dip this in the gravy, but I'm not going to. I can just taste like the sage and then the sweetness from the cornbread with the chicken stock and the celery and the onions. This is a great remix to regular stuffing, because we get tired of eating the same food year after year. You be like, can you make something else? You like, I know this girl, 907 Goodies, and she know how to cook. And she don't make the same thing all the time. Why do you always make the same thing? I'm going to show y'all this a little bit closer. And Cat T, thank you so much for joining the gang. Oh my goodness, Cat T, how are you doing, Cat T? What happened to you? Cat T, we've been missing you. But y'all, this cornbread stuffing is good. 2 boxes, or a box of Jiffy cornbread costs 69 cents. You get 2 boxes, 2 eggs, a little bit of milk. You make cornbread, you cut it up, you let it dry out, you put it on a plate. You just leave it for a day. And then you add your onions, your celery, chicken stock. You gotta add that sage. Me and people talked about it. Sage goes in dressing. But Foodie Gang. And shout out to Kat T. She said, hi, I am good. Been so busy, but I am here. Well, thank you, Kat T, for being here. And thank you for joining the gang. I really appreciate you guys supporting me. And shout out to all my members. And that is why I wanted to do this live stream for my members. Just to show you guys some appreciation. I know I haven't been here. I've been under the weather. But your girl is back. And Kat T, no worries. That's happened to all of us. It happened to me before. I was a member in someone else's YouTube channel, and I had to update my car. But yes, I wanted to do this live stream for my members to show you guys how I appreciate you guys, and I want to make sure that the membership program, I'm delivering on all the perks, the loyalty badges, the emojis, the members only live chats, and I also post exclusive content for my members as well as, exclusive recipes. So I want to make sure that, y'all support me, I support y'all. And I'm excited for the holidays. You know what? It's so funny to me. Before we get up out of here, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Um, I used to always watch Food Network around the holidays because I would love when they would have the holiday recipes and they would be doing desserts. I would love it. And so it is so funny that I now have my own cooking channel. And of course, it's on a much smaller scale. We are not Food Network, but we are 907 Good Eats. And good food is what we are going to have. And so it is like come full circle that I have my own cooking show during the holidays because I used to love to watch the Food Network. And so I'm going to keep bringing you guys great recipes for the holidays as well as great recipes. And we did an appetizer for the first time today on 907 Goodies, and it went great. So if you guys ever have any recipes that you guys want to see me cook, or any anything that you're struggling on, like I know Angela was saying that when her mom made gravy, it always clumped up. If you are struggling on anything in the kitchen, or if you want to see a specific recipe, let me know. Angela said, she said, I want to see more appetizers. I said, no problem. I made stuffed cherry tomatoes and they were so good. And I'm going to make some more appetizers. So, if you guys need help or have any questions about cooking, let me know. That's what I'm here for. And Lady Wiser said, thank you for sharing your stuffing and gravy tonight. I was taking some notes. And Foodie Gang, I am going to add the recipes to this video. So, take your notes, but don't be like, oh, I missed that ingredient. I don't want you guys to be stressed out. I want cooking to be fun for you guys the way it is for me. And Kat T said, I was just saying, I want to learn how to make really good gravy. Thanks. And you know the great thing about these videos, they are going to be available forever. And I will try to add steps to this, or like not steps, time cards to this video so that you can fast forward to a certain part that you need help on. But you know, like, y'all, I see why these YouTubers have like teams and they have editors. Because when you start putting in recipes, time cards, and steps, it does become a lot. So, but for my foodie gang, I appreciate you guys so much that I have no issue sharing my recipes, giving you guys as much help as you guys need. Because if you say you watch 907 Goodies, right, and you go home and you make some food and it ain't right, they're going to be looking at me. And yes, Trey Ferg, this is gravy. I just showed you guys how to make homemade gravy. And I have my cornbread stuffing over here. You know, Trey Ferg, we be kicking over here. Trey Ferg, do you know how to make gravy from scratch? And Katy said, I'm going to rewatch the video. Yes, and I'm going to add all the info. I'm going to put some time cards in there and all that good stuff, y'all. Yes, Trey Ferg, this is gravy. And before we get up out of here, I know I keep saying that and I keep talking. Okay, one of the things that they taught me in culinary school was they taught me what a good sauce looks like. And I'm going to grab a spoon for you guys, and we're going to do the spoon test. And what you do to test your sauce is that you want to make sure that it can coat the back of the spoon. And that is how you know that your sauce is thick enough. So let me grab a fresh, clean spoon. Okay, so I have a fresh, clean spoon, and the way that you can test out your sauces is that you want to make sure that your sauce can coat the back of the spoon. So if you put your sauce, your spoon in here, and it comes out clean, that is a problem. And as you guys can see, this sauce coats the back of the spoon. That is how you know that your sauce is ready to go. The reason why you do this test is because that you want to make sure that if you're adding your sauce to the top of a meat or a protein, you want to make sure that it actually coats the protein and that it's not too watery. It doesn't just run off the protein. Y'all, this sauce thing is real out here. And Trey first, have you tried it with wheat flour? I don't think I have. I don't think I have, Trey. And Trey said, looking good. I'm hungry now. And Angela said, you should sell a season or themed cookbook in your merch store or on Amazon. So y'all remember how I was telling y'all how I see why these YouTubers have teams? Because if I'm writing a cookbook, which I am working on a cookbook, I need to be doing better at it. But I can't be in all these places at one time. But it is my dream to have big bank cooking, and we've talked about it before. I'm in the process of writing it, but I see why people have teams because like so you can work faster. But until we get to that point, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, support the channel, keep the stove on by sending a super chat. Super thanks if you're watching this video on the replay or a Zelle. And Angela and the Foodie Gang, y'all are thinking one step ahead of me because we're at the same page because all of these recipes that I'm making with you guys, my vision is to be able to put them into a cookbook as well as other exclusive recipes that I haven't even been able to share with you guys because I have been saving recipes for 10 plus years. So I have a lot of recipes. A cookbook is loading one day. And Kat T said, can't wait for the cookbook. And Trey first, so that's how I make it. You have great colors in the dishes. Trey, you know how to make gravy. You know what? Let me put some respect on Trey's name. Because Trey first, y'all gotta subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's the Player Coach. He's a player coach, so of course he knows how to cook. Of course he knows how to treat a woman. Of course he knows what breaks a woman's heart, which is food. So y'all, it has been a great live stream. And when I first started these live streams, I'm like, oh, I'm only going to be up here for 30 minutes. And then, boom. I'll be up here forever. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to all my members. I did not think anybody was going to talk to me. I thought y'all was going to be sleeping. But shout out to all my members. Shout out to the Foodie Gang. And I am going to be putting the recipes in there with the time codes, so that you guys can go to a specific point in the video. And Casey, oh my goodness, Casey, how are you doing? I get so excited when I see, like, older foodies, I'll say that have been here since day one. And Angela said, thanks for watching this live tonight. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the morning for breakfast. I'm going to clean up the kitchen, work on all that stuff that we talked about. In the morning, we're going to have fried potatoes, chicken sausage, the apple Gouda chicken sausage that I'm going to try for the first time with you guys. And we're also going to be having eggs with that and coffee, of course. So, see y'all back here in the morning. And shout out to all my members. Thank you guys so much for making this channel so amazing. When we first started our channels, we don't know if anybody going to watch. So, I appreciate that. And I showed you guys how to make gravy. Thank you guys all so much. foodies. I'll see you in the morning, and I see you, Cat T.